Yes, welcome for this next episode. This is his voice, Frank Sebata, leader of the youth, Kampala region, NAFBAC. As we are in the quest of reaching to the youth, as our vision is raising a fulfilled youth. So fulfilled youth, it means social, spiritual, and economic. So we are just in this social life now, where we have find a lot of diversion of living. And really, we're in Lugoba High School youth, very virgin students with their minds. And really, our topic is moral decadence, or now seeing who is responsible for the decadence. Who is responsible? A viewer you may have, but now we're here for this next episode on this topic. And we're going to hear more of what is in these students' virgin minds. Really, they can tell us also what and how, what the solution. Or really, there's maybe some examples, or someone has the real example of how they became decayed. And really, we need to educate the society, really going deep to the root. Yes, we're going to hear from them, as my panelists will finalize, and with our good teacher here, with really what we can do.
Thank you for the opportunity granted. I'm by names of Seji Mbaisa. I'm a candidate of Senior 4. According to the topic, moral decadence, I would like to first blame us ourselves, the youth, because these youth are the people responsible for their respective lives. So if I'm to blame, I will blame me myself for my following reasons. My mentality will determine what I will do and how I will act in the society. So if this does not end, like the way I think, if I don't change the way I think in my mentality, I will not be, because if we are to say these morals, they are like the social behaviors, the way we act in the society. So the way I think, the way I take my actions is the way I will behave. Let me give an example of light. Or if you yourself, if you are in a mirror, the person you are is what you will see in the mirror.
Thank you for the opportunity granted. Semju Shafik is my name. Apart from the other viewers, I would like to give a real example. I'm a person who grew up without parents just because they were fixed on a daily routine, focusing on their jobs. So I grew up with these house helpers. And I would like to tell you that these house helpers you bring at home, to me, they are the ones who bring those moral decay, the sort of moral decay to us. Remember, I was 4. By then I was 4 years, and these house helpers who were brought at home were way older than me. So they used to introduce us to sexual activities, yet we were young. And in the due course, I started teaching other fellows what the house helper was doing to us. But what helped me get out of that? Remember, there is a saying in Luganda that says, so I was like, my friends, I had what my friends' parents were saying to them, and I was like, let me to listen to what they are doing. But now I can tell you that I'm now a changed youth, and please, we are begging our parents to stop bringing house helpers at home, because they are the root cause of moral decay. Thank you.
My name is Kabito Jovan Jengo, a student of Lugoba High School. Here is a topic to talk about. Who is responsible for the moral decay in the youth? Absolutely, for me I say that the known people, the celebrities, those famous people are responsible for the spoiled youth. Let me take an example. let me take an example on the alien skin in Uganda, Vicky Gaza. For those people, they display videos when themselves are using drugs, Mila, and other things which are not good to the youth. So for me, I blame them because most of the youth, they get inspirations from them. So that is my view.
My name is Nyacheng Anyelka from Lugoba High School. As our theme today is about moral decay in our society. The thing is, first of all, let me first define for you moral decay. This is the act of practicing unaccepted behavior in our community. First of all, for that result, I'd like to blame we ourselves as the youth. As we have already said, a youth is someone who's above the age of 18 years and below the age of 35 years. We the youth, the problems which we are having is poor mind asset. Secondly is sluggish. Most of us are sluggish. What I mean is being lazy. And thirdly is conveniencing of unreaping, suspecting gullible people. In this I mean that some people in us are too gullible. In that I mean that when their mind can easily be taken away. Let's assume that if I have my friend and I can easily be influenced by his or her action which she's having, so I can gain those actions which she's having. Meaning that if I have bad friends, I'll gain also that behaviors which they are having. So which means that if I would set my mind and I think that for myself, it's we to decide that whether I want to be useless people or useful people. It's you yourself. I can't blame the parents nor the government, because the parent can buy for you phone when you are still at a very young age. But because you are having good mind asset, you'll know that what I'm doing is this and this. You'll know that let me not watch this video because I'll be doing what? I'll get spoiled.
High school at heart, Bugoba High School, the sky is the limit. My name is Biswanka Trevor from 5 Arts, and I do think that churches are the one responsible for moral decay, because some pastors or church leaders do force children to do some acts like to do not respect our parents, yes, to do not greet them. I've ever been in such a church. It's called Full Gospel, and I've ever been told to do so before I knew God. I rest my case.
Most youth lack self-decision simply because in this world most things like discipline, it depends about the self-motivation. Most of them lack motivation about such things of putting good morals in the society.
Bugoba High School, the sky is the limit. Ruth Nyujuka is my name. To supplement upon all the things that have been talked about, I agree towards all the problems that have been sorted, the parents and all the staff. But let's not forget over the society. Let's all remember that even the society where we are groomed is responsible for our decay, right? For example, I can be in a society where my mom is a staunch religious Christian leader and the people I'm staying with are drug dealers. It means I will be forced to addict or to start adopting such behaviors so that I can fit in the society. So all in all, I would give a resolution that let the government put the strict laws over the use of internet and over the drugs that the youths end up using, which damage their minds and their health. Secondly, I advise parents to start monitoring children and teachers to start counseling the children in case of any problem that they come to face. Let teachers become our parents, since school is also our home. I rest my case. Blessings to you all. Bugoba High School. The sky is the limit.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity granted to me. My name is Nampala Jessica, one of the pioneers of the new curriculum 2024. back on the topic of discussion, which says who is responsible for the moral decay for the youth. In my opinion, I would say that the parents are the ones who are responsible, because some of our parents, they practice what we call gender bias, whereby they socialize in their children. They say, for example, when their children come and request something from them, a parent can say, no, I'm going to first provide this one to a girl, leaving alone the boy. You can say that, for your boy, you can get that thing you want anytime. So when a boy sees that, my parents have done that to me, so they can decide to go outside and join some peer groups which are bad. For example, the thieves. He can steal something from that group which he has joined. So hence developing into moral decay. So our parents should practice what we call gender equality to provide equal rights and freedom, all the needs and wants needed by the children to both the gender.
I'm Chamdisha Patience, a student of Bugoba High School. As our theme has been well delivered to us, that who is responsible for gender, for moral decays in the society. I think the parents are accountable for this matter. For example, some parents tend to favor some children. For example, they tend to favor the girl child more than the boy child. For instance, at our home, our father used to favor our elder sister, and our young brother came and developed a habit of stealing in order to make sure that he finds a way of meeting his own needs. This made him a very bad person, and the society wondered how our parents used to do it to treat us. As for now, I rest my case. Thank you. I remain Chamdisha Patience, Lugoba High School.
Having heard from the virgin minds and what's happening right now, because some of us, we may know things that bothered us long time ago, yet there are current ones. So we have heard from them, and really we have got some real direction and where to begin from. But we are soon getting for a small break, and we'll hear from the great minds here, my team, panelists, and we end up with the teacher here of Lugoba High School ICT, representing the director, and really we round up this show topic. This is his voice, Frank Sebata, U24. Thank you. Yes, this is voice Frank Sebata once again. Yes, raising a fulfilled youth. This is our program, and fulfilled youth begins with the knowledge of living, how to know to live responsibly. And really, this show today is moral decadence. Who is responsible? And I'm here with the team of the Kampala Region Youth Ministry. Yeah, in the quest of reaching to that youth, the educated, the uneducated, to see that really they should not reach a time and say, I didn't know. And I didn't know time, you should not reach in that time. So you know. This is an informative program, really helping us live responsibly. And in social, economic, and spiritual program that help us really being fulfilled. And right now, so far, having heard from the students, virgin minds, yes, never corrupted, but those some are already corrupted. But this show has to take us online. And so far, great men of God, youth, married, some not. But really, they're going to tell us really, now, what can we do? You told us, Apostle, that really parents, but now, if parents have done their work. So now what's the solution now? Yes.
Okay. This topic is broad and we cannot exhaust it today. And we cannot exhaust it even if they give us a year.
Okay.
This is what I'm calling upon. We, the youth, we need to take responsibility to ourselves. I will go back to the book I understand most, that is the Bible. In Proverbs 13, I would like to share something in just a minute and then I call it a day. Proverbs 13 verses 11. I love Message version. It says, "Easy come, easy go, but steady diligence pays off." And then he says, verses 12, "Unrelenting disappointment leaves the heart sick, but a sudden good break can turn life around." You need to give yourself a good turn around. Yes, we are blaming parents, we are blaming teachers, we are blaming the government, we are blaming. How? Why will we continue blaming yet we can make a change? Jesus said to the team that he met at one time, and he says, "I have come to Zacchaeus' house." When you read Luke chapter 19, he says, "I've come to Zacchaeus' house to seek and save that which was lost." And before he mentioned that, he said to Zacchaeus, "Today salvation has come into what? This house." Us having this program is a light in the darkness. Salvation is here, but salvation has to be felt by you. So, our main objective as NAFBAC, we need to shine you out. We need to give you a light. Get up and stand again. You can make a change in this life, and you can do that which is necessary. Remember, do not ignore the word of the wise. Do not ignore the word of the Bible. If you're a Muslim, don't ignore that Quran. If you are any religious person, do not ignore the words of those the people that God has put before you. Remember, he says in Jeremiah that I'm going to give you pastors who are after my heart. So listen to them and everything will go on shining. Thank you.
Wow, yes. To our sister here, really, tell us what is really the solution, or what do you see that the government or the parents or the students, what should they do, or where do you fall?
Okay, when you read the Bible, when Joseph was sold as a slave, and when his brothers came to know that he is the one to help them, when he met them again, Joseph never blamed his brothers. So at the end of it, what am I trying to mean? There's no pity party. All the students we've talked about with today, they are above 10 years. So which means you are all, you can differentiate what is good and bad. So my emphasis is, do what you do in the light what you do in the light should be the same thing to do even when you are in the darkness. At the end of it, if you get HIV, your parents, your church, your society, everywhere we've been blaming, they are not the one who will be the one taking ARVs, but it's you. If you get teenage pregnancy, again, it's you to suffer. Anything, you are responsible. All the outcomes, it will be you to suffer. Whatever happens in life, it will be you to suffer. So at the end of it, I request you to take responsibility of your lives. I remember one day I was in UAE, but I would have been a prostitute because nobody was seeing me there. Yeah. But I said, no, even if no one is seeing me, I'm going back to my country with nothing. I decided to take the right choice. So all of you, I request you to take the right choice, whether you're being seen or not.
Wow. This is great. You are abroad and you had to choose whether to be a prostitute in an area where they don't know. So, Christopher the Evangelist, what can you say?
Yeah, actually, my aunt at King's College would have sent me something interesting. I want to read it to you. It's just in a minute. We want to remind parents that it's at home that their children must learn magic words. Good morning, good evening, please, may I, sorry, and thank you so much. It's also at home that we must learn to be honest, to not to lie, to be corrected, punctual, not to say bad words, to show solidarity, to respect friends, elder people and teachers. He must always learn at home to be clean, that is personal hygiene, not to speak with your mouth full, and not to throw waste on the ground. It is still at home that he has to learn to be organized. to take care of your own things and not touch those of others, not stealing other people. And lastly, at school, they are taught mathematics, they are taught science, they are taught geography. At school, they are taught history, languages, physical education, and only reinforcing the education your child received at home. Like teachers, for us, we are reinforcing tukatize kyekyakolachi. And last, I want to give you one scripture to close it all. Yeah, I'm remaining with 1 minute. Children obey, that is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1. Children obey your parents in the Lord, and this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment, which with the promise, that it may be well with you and you may live long on earth. Lastly, verse 4. And you fathers, parents, do not provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the training and the admonition of the Lord. Like as a parent, your role is to nurture this child in the way of the Lord. For the child has a decision to make, because God has given you the free will to say, I go right or I go left. But I want to encourage every student here that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Thank you once again. Fenna tubiwulidde naye nze kyengenda obbagamba oba okwegamba abazadde abali eyo abampuliriza n'abaana nti no, to crown it all, there is God above everything that is in the world. That's Psalms 24 verse 1. Those who are in it and everything that is in it. So let's take God as our first priority in everything we do. That's when we shall overcome the moral decay.
Nange mbagamba nga wena bagambye nti ekisinza okuleeta obuzibu kugoba Katonda. Katonda twamugoba mu maka, osanga omuzadde nga tamanyi Katonda. Osanga omuzadde tamanyi Katonda, abaana tebamanyi Katonda, beekolera bye baagala. Naye maliza nkugamba ekyama tukula kigamba nti abantu bange bazikiridde olw'okubula okumanya. N'olwekyo tulina okumanya ng'abazadde oba ng'abaana tudde eri Katonda. Katonda yagenda okukyusa byonna era byonna ajja bitereeza tusobole okuba nga tutereera tugende mu kyaki mu linnya lya Yesu.
Okay, right now we're going to hear from our teacher.
Thank you so much, all discussants, for your views concerning this theme. And what I would finalize with, there are two things that we as learners, we as students, we as children, we have to first adopt the will to change. That is the first thing. Then secondly, I would like to talk about patriotism and love. So we have patriotism, that is love. Then we have care. Now it is going to be two-sided. We have love and care for these children to the side of the parents and the side of the teachers. To the side of the parents, even if you like your children so much, make sure you like them in a way of guiding them to the right path. Don't guide them in a way of handling them as if they are eggs. They are maybe going to break. Hold them with a lot of care that what you are doing right now is building the future for that child.
Lastly, thank you our viewers, and this is Fulfill the Youth for the Kampala Region Youth Ministry reaching out. Yes, I want to end up by the blame game is not even appreciated by God. In the first era, when God condemned Adam, said, "What have you done?" Adam said, "The woman you gave me." And straight away, Adam was sent from the Garden of Eden. So, you are responsible for your actions. Don't blame anyone for your poverty or for your decadence. So, you are responsible. Even God does not appreciate that. This is his voice, Frank Smart. Thank you.